it be my way.
What's up, Blerdsters? We are back with another episode. We are doing Secret Invasion, and this is also our season finale. We are going to get into the nitty-gritty of everything. We're going to talk about the Kree, or no, it's not the Kree, it's the Skrulls. My bad. The Skrulls, all of the crazy madness of it, and we are going to get into it. You want to start it off for us?
Yeah, as always, I'm your host K1, and this is your co-host.
Oh snap, Shalon.
You good? You good?
My bad, Blair. This has been a minute. It's been a minute. Bear with me. Slow moment.
Right.
But yeah. So I'll start off by saying just real quick so I can get it off. I want to do a disclaimer. I like the season as a whole, but I will say that it fell off for me towards the end.
Which is fair. I mean, it started off strong with the spy espionage type vibe or whatever. Then after a while, I was like, where you going with this now? So, yeah.
Yeah. It was. I felt like I was happy that it felt like Marvel was getting back to the seriousness of where Marvel kind of started with. We've dealt with the She-Hulk BS, and even though like I didn't really mind that show, it was cool, but then to Moon Knight started out pretty cool, and then that kind of started becoming goofy, and then with Secret Invasion I was happy that it seemed like we was getting back to the serious roots that Marvel has started, but then it just seemed rushed. And it's kind of what we talked about before with Marvel doing these shows with trying to fit everything into 6 episodes. It's like, bruh, I'm gonna need about 10. Like 6 just ain't cutting it, because by the time you get to the 5th and 6th episode, they trying to cram so much in, and it just seems like you don't really get to focus on certain things that need more attention.
Right, man, for sure. I mean, as a whole, yeah, I definitely do think it deserved more than just 6 episodes. But that's what I've been noticing is some of the more serious MCU series aren't getting enough shine. So it was this one. It was the Falcon and Winter Soldier didn't get that many episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yet with all these other things, you getting like damn near almost 10, 11 episodes of some of this other stuff or whatever. But, like to your point, I do think they were getting back to, or it felt like they was getting back to more of the seriousness. And then, I will say, even with the few seasons that we got, they gave us some stuff to think about, like as far as what's been going on throughout, because like I already came in with my antennas up after Spider-Man. What was it? Spider-Man Homecoming?
Was it
No,
the last one? Was it the last one or the first one?
I think it's the second one where Mysterio was in. I think it's the second one. Far From Home. So Far From Home had already got my gears turning or whatever, because apparently that wasn't really Nick Fury, that was a Skrull. So I was like, all right. From there, I was just like, how long has this been a thing? So yeah, definitely got the gears turning a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even with Rhodey, the whole thing with Rhodey, that was crazy, because I mean, even with that, I was doing some research, and the nerds were saying that our nigga Rhodey been a Skrull since damn after Endgame.
Oh
So
man.
Yeah, so and I'm interested to see like if so he's supposed to be having his own show. I think it's Secret Wars. I don't know if that's
Armor Wars, I think.
or yeah, Armor Wars, my
Mm-hmm.
bad. And I'm interested to see if they, because I feel like Marvel sometimes does stuff like that. Like they'll do like a flashback and show you everything that you was supposed to see in a show or a movie. And I feel like if they were to do like show what happened or how he became, you know, or not became, but how that Stroll was able to like take him over, I think that would be dope to see. So I'm interested in how that even happened.
I mean, I do think essentially a lot of them got snuck because between Rhodey and the other agent, what's his name? The agent that was pretty much working with Wakandans a lot. I forget his name. I'm looking for him.
I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking
In
about.
fact, let me just pull up Wakanda. I'll probably find him easier that way.
Right.
Yeah. Wakanda.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I know his name because he was a part of the Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings cast and everything, so I
Yep.
know
I
who
was
he
about to
is.
say that he played
Yeah.
yeah, he played in The Hobbit. Damn, I can't even think of The Hobbit.
So his name is Martin Freeman, but in the show he's playing, or in the MCU he's playing Everett Ross.
Yep, Agent
Everett
Ross.
Ross. Yep. So even with him, like it got me thinking, like, wait a minute. So when did you get turned? Because we've seen him
Yeah.
acting with Black Panther and all that. So it's just like, what's really going on?
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, so if he been a Skrull, like how long, like you said, how long has this been going on? And I mean, shit, he's been in contact with some Wakandan technology, so that's also like a crazy thing. So that also makes me think like how far the rabbit hole really goes with the whole Stroll situation, because you really just don't even know. And it's not like they taking over like B-list people, like they taking over important people in the Marvel universe. So
Right.
yeah, yeah. So that was wild to see that as well too.
Yeah, for sure. And then like I said, but I mean, just as far as how the whole thing progressed, we knew that Nick Fury had been on Earth for a while now, whatnot, but how long was just always the question or whatever.
Yeah.
And then to come find out he got a whole Skrull wife, we were like, oh, wait a minute, so you just okay, cool.
Yeah, and I got something to say. I feel like there's some people out there who think Wanda and Vision are weird. And all I got to say is if you think if you think Nick Fury being married to a Stroll isn't weird, then I don't know. That was a bit, but it is what it is. I'm not here to judge. Love is love, but that was shocked.
Yeah, I mean, I know one thing about Nick Fury. I mean, he's literally the king of all lies and spies and stuff like that. So for him to have an alien wife was like, okay, cool. I mean,
Yeah,
what else you been hiding? I mean, all right,
yeah,
let's go with that because we just know he's known to hide different things. And then
yeah,
you don't find out till he wants you to find
yeah,
out essentially. So
yeah.
I was like, well that makes
Yeah, you're
sense.
right.
Cool.
Yeah, when you put it
I just
like
roll
that.
with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When you put it like that, it does make sense. Like, of course, Nick Fury would have this big secret. Like, for one, we didn't even know he was married. Then on top of that, then this wife turns out to be a Stroll. It's like, bruh. So,
A lot
yeah,
of
that was
layers.
wild. That
Yeah,
was
a lot of
wild.
layers.
Right. Another thing that was interesting that I liked and I didn't like was with Talos. I hate that we didn't get a lot of screen time with him and that I don't like how they handled his death. I always say this, like I'm always a firm believer in emotion and letting us feel that. And I feel like, okay, they've been friends since the 90s, as we saw in Captain Marvel. That's when they first met each other, Nick Fury and Talos. How are okay, let me not jump too far. Let me start with the first thing because okay, for one, you've been knowing this person since the 90s. How are you not like, why is no one that upset that this man is dead? Then I started thinking, well, it would make sense that Nick Fury, I guess, didn't really seem emotional. For one, I know Nick Fury is a pretty fucked up individual anyway. But I also was feeling like, well, maybe there's a possibility that Talos may be alive some type of way. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it's not impossible because I
Yeah.
mean we seen we've seen people come back that shouldn't have come back. So I mean, it's definitely a possibility or whatever have you. I just do feel like he's played too big of a part just to be like, all right, boom.
Yeah.
Like even with Nick Fury's, I'm not gonna call her his assistant, but that's
The
pretty much.
agent.
Yeah, I can pull her up. I got her right here. She is no, they ain't her. Sorry, y'all. We just be trying to remember all these names. So
Right.
Maria Hill.
Yeah, Agent Hill. Yeah.
Yeah. So when she got off, I was like, huh? Because she been there since the first Avengers. So it's just like we felt the need to go ahead and just take you out. So that just kind of at this point I was just like, yeah, this nigga Gravity need to be stopped. Like, what's going on?
Right.
Like, this, because
Right.
Slick when they introduced Gravik or whatever, I thought maybe he was a love child of Nick Fury's. I was like, why you
Mhm.
got so much hate towards this man? I'm like,
Yeah.
to me it felt like, are you his son? What's going on or whatever, but it was a lot of twists and turns with that as well because apparently, Gravik really looked up to Nick Fury and he
Yeah.
was a spy for Nick Fury. And
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, a lot of the Skrulls worked as spies in that
Yeah.
capacity, whatever. Especially with their ability to shapeshift like that, made them an asset.
Yeah.
So when they finally introduced him in and all this stuff, and him, honing in on Nick Fury, oh, he's old now. He's not even up for the fight and blah blah blah. Whole time I'm like, this Nick Fury. If he gonna find a way, he gonna find a way. Like
On the way.
it,
Right.
you know,
Period.
you might think
Right.
he old and decrepit, but he gonna find a way.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. And,
so
and and I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking like, well, damn, is Gravik a secret love child? Like, what the hell? It's a lot of emotions here. For like, but then
right,
and that's another thing that I hate that they rush. It felt rushed because I would have liked to see that relationship being formed because I feel like the gravity and the depth of the emotions he was feeling, I really couldn't grasp that because I didn't see it. It was like, okay, you saying you looked up to him and all this other stuff, cool. But I would have liked to see if Nick Fury was that father figure towards him. I would have liked to see that because we haven't really seen Nick Fury in that way, really, with anybody. So I would have liked to see that in the show because I'm like, bro, you got all this energy and I don't know why. Like, I need to see it.
right, for sure.
Yeah.
And I definitely thought they could have probably expounded on that more. They definitely could have gave it, show at least two more episodes based on just, pulling that out or whatever have you.
Yeah.
It wasn't until, I mean, I don't want to skip too far ahead, but, basically towards the end is where you start seeing some things come to light.
Yeah.
And like I said, to me, it would have been a perfect time to continue on with it instead of just dropping it off where it was at, you
Yeah.
know. And then, going back Talos, he got a whole daughter and she's working for the other side. And he didn't find
Yeah.
out till like mid
Yeah.
season, maybe. Like, damn, like what's going on? Why you working for the other side?
Yeah.
But in a sense, he kind of, I don't know, in a sense, I mean, not Gravik, but Talos kind of felt what his daughter was feeling. Like, I get why you doing what you're doing.
Hmm.
Like, I would be doing it too, but I feel like this is a better way for us to do it is to work with
Yeah.
him, things of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, and I'm glad you brought that up too. A lot of times you could tell Talos didn't like a lot of stuff that was going on, with Nick Fury, but you could tell like he was just like, well, I believe in his cause so much, and also I believe in my friend. Like, I want to stick by his side. I believe in what he's doing, but like just even with him having to kill other Strolls, you could tell he did not like doing that. Like it just it hurt him,
Yeah,
and even with talking with his daughter, like you said, it was like just the conversations they had. She's so upset. She feels like, part of the mother's demise was his fault. And she feels like, hey, like, what are you doing? And, I don't get what you're doing. And he's like, yeah, but, I'm trying to tell you this is for, I believe in this. I believe in this. I believe in what Nick is doing. And you could just see the push and the pull between them. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that was definitely something to see with him killing Strolls and them his just the facial expressions on his face was funny because I'm like, this nigga don't want to be doing this, but he
Nah,
don't really got a
yeah,
choice.
nah, not for real.
Yeah,
Because I mean, even with his character, or whatever, essentially he was like at one time he was the leader of his people, and still kind of was or whatnot. And
yeah,
that's where that's where Gravik came into play. Because he was like, you ain't doing what you need to be doing. I'm gonna take the reins. I'm gonna take the spot. I'm gonna get my people essentially to the promised land. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
like I said, with Talos struggling to be a spy and kill for Fury, and then you got Gravik on the other hand, where he's I guess, trying to give the people a safe haven, but still killing people in the process. It was just like, you choosing the lesser two evils with it or whatever.
yeah,
Talos feels like his cause with Fury is just. As far as with Gravik, it's just like, nah, that ain't the way it should go. But then again, I ain't mad at it. You know what I mean? It's like it was
yeah.
a weird spot for him to be in.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I would have loved to see, even with Gravik, I would have loved to see more of his sort of ascent to power as well too, like more of that, because niggas was actually afraid of Gravik. Like he had gained so much power within the Stroll community that people was actually like afraid to like overstep him and to like speak out and to stand up. So I would have liked to see that. I just feel like, it just goes back to that point. I feel like they rushed over some good stuff that could have been fleshed out a little bit more, that I feel like we should have seen. Because for me, it was like, it was hard to connect with certain things. Like, I feel like even with the Strolls, like maybe I could have felt like, damn, I kind of get what Nick Fury's coming from, but I get where the Strolls are coming from too. It was kind of hard to kind of connect with certain causes, because I'm like, bro, like I need more of a backstory to feel something.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
nah, for sure. Yeah, because I mean, even when it came to, I guess, Gravik's point of view, whatever, you had people that were recruited and coming in, and they were seeing all of their people. They were saying, "I can be here, and I can not have to wear, this mask or whatever have you."
yeah,
So, when you got into that part of it, it's like, okay, I see. Y'all want to be able to be free, move around like you want to without having to hide who you are.
yeah,
That made sense. As far as Nick Fury side, it's like, hey, put your face on. What you doing? I need you
yeah,
to, go out here
yeah,
and do, such and such or whatever. So,
yeah,
I did feel more of a pull from that side. Like, okay, I get what y'all saying. I get what y'all want to be. But the way he's going about it is not going to help y'all in the end. Y'all basically going to be, his whole end game was annihilating the human race.
yeah,
While Nick Fury's whole thing was like, I want us to coincide, but I guess for some of them he just wasn't moving fast enough because what you essentially had over 1 million Skrulls that would look for a home, and, and then and then when then when Talos broke the news to him, like, yeah, you've been trying to slowly bring them in, but they already here. Like whole time they already here, and then
yeah.
niggas just like, what the what? What happened to our
Oh,
deal? Blah blah. Like, and
yeah.
nigga said you was moving too slow.
Yeah, and it's a hot mess. Like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna be real. Nick Fury kind of fucked this one up, man, because it's like, like you said, is he's thinking he's in control, like, right? So he's thinking like, hey, I'm slowly getting uh the stroll in. I'm helping them to find a home. Little does he know, these niggas already taking over human bodies and impersonating people. So it's like at that point you don't even know who's who, and then they're taking over government officials, people, presidents, like like
Right.
is it. I think for me, I feel like Nick Fury has a great heart, but I feel like he definitely didn't think this through. Like I feel like it wasn't, I won't say it wasn't thought out well enough. It just, it's tricky. I'll say that it's tricky. It's just like you piss these people off. Look what's happening. It's like, then what can you do at this point?
Yeah. I mean, with Nick Fury, I'll say he got his hand in a lot of baskets or whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's always a method to his madness. Like even yeah, so like even with I don't know if I'm going too far, but even with the whole like getting all the Avengers DNA, when did you have time to think about that? Like nigga, the
Yo.
whole you It was a whole cataclysmic battle, and in the midst of it, you got DNA of everybody, everybody,
Yo,
even Hawkeye. Like he got
and
DNA of so many
who
people.
wants Hawkeye's DNA? Hawkeye is a normal human being. Like, I'm sorry, but
And he
what
got
tripped me
everybody.
out was to see Thanos' name up there, and I'm like, yo, you got Thanos, Captain Marvel, you got Thor, yo, and then yo, like you just have like, you know what I'm saying, like that, like what you doing? Because like you can't just have vials of this stuff just here, like, and then like I'm with you. Who thinks to do that? Like, and but it's also a testament to like his madness. Like, it's always something. Is he always has something or a solution to his madness, and I get it, but it's like, bro, like you playing with fire. This is crazy. Mm-mm.
Right, right. So, like I said, even with that, because like I feel like Nick Fury, he's the type to make you think he don't know what's going on, but really knows what's going on. And then
Yeah.
at the same time, is sometimes it gets real blurry because it's like, do you really know what's going on? Or are you playing like you know what's going on? Are you just winging it, like because like when they revealed Rhodey was a scroll or whatever, you know, it kind of caught me off guard a little bit, and what I was like, "Hey, yo, what?" But then it just got me to thinking because I was like, last time we seen him, like he was struggling to walk. Now he just walking around smooth, like I ain't think nothing about it. Yeah,
Uh, I was gonna say, now I don't remember. I think he was walking. I don't know. I don't remember how well he was walking, but he was in Falcon Winter Soldier in the first episode when Sam gave away the shield and he was in the crowd. I don't know if they showed him walking or how well he was walking, but if he was walking fine, then yeah, he was
so
definitely
yeah,
strong.
yep,
Cause
yep.
yeah, I thought he was paralyzed. You know. So,
Because they used to make jokes about that, like how what you call it? They had who was they got walking? Was it the Winter Soldier?
was it?
It was something. It
Yeah.
was something. Hold on for 1 second.
Okay.
Pause this. Check them out. Okay. I was talking about.
You said
So
someone Walker.
yeah, there was some meme that went around. It was just like, okay, so Tony Stark was able to give him robotic legs, but somebody got something. I forgot what that meme
I think I know what
was.
you're talking about, but I can't think of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, but
Yeah, man. Yeah. So if we thinking back to that, yeah, he been a Skrull since Endgame. He had to because it don't make sense. It don't add up at all.
but then if he was a Skrull since Endgame, that means that wasn't our roadie at the funeral. That's what that would mean.
Yeah.
Unless,
Yeah.
unless he got took after the funeral, but
Yeah.
if not, then he don't even know Tony did. That's gonna be wild. If he was taken before then,
Oh,
he don't need. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would be wild. See what I'm saying?
unless 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 he took place in the Battle of Earth. I mean, in Endgame, then
They got snatched up then.
and then got snatched up at the end. He could possibly, do know. I don't know. This is crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, just for Marvel, when you think Marvel ain't got you pegged, and they push you like, oh wait,
Right.
what?
Yeah, because you start thinking about stuff like, wait a minute, but yeah, that whole Rhodey thing definitely took me by surprise. But I felt like he wasn't acting like himself anyway. It was just something off because I always felt like even though Rhodey definitely he he plays by the rules, but then he doesn't. And it's always more so like to me, he always has the Avengers' best interest at heart as well too. Like even I think was it Infinity War? I feel like if there's like a bigger cause, like he's always gonna ride for the Avengers. To me, that's in my opinion. But it just
Mm,
felt like in this, he just was very like like, fuck what you saying, Nick Fury, you know, this is what it is. And he just was not acting like himself. So when he did reveal himself as strong, I had called it. Like, it still kind of shook me, but I was like, I called it because he wasn't acting like the Brody that I know him to be. So
yeah. Because like you said, there was just certain points of his dialogue that made you feel like you acting a little different. Like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
since when have you just shitted on Nick like that?
right, right. And even the way he was acting, like, I don't. This is probably going a bit far, but like, even like with the whole like they kept calling themselves brother and back and forth. It just sounded like he was trying to be a black man. Just, I don't know. It just seemed like, you know, like, bro, this is not Rhodey.
Right. I
Trying
mean,
way too hard.
right, because essentially he was just like, he wasn't feeling the whole brother aspect. He was like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not watching out for you, brother. I'm watching out for me and blah, blah, blah. I was like, getting a little racial over here.
Right.
Like,
Right. I'm like, where's, you know, it just seemed very just not, you know, when you see your people out in public, you know, it's that, you know, that's I'm gonna look out for my people type thing. And then it just seemed like with him, it was like, bro, what is going on? You know?
he basically just told him, I'm not looking out for shit. He said,
Right.
I was happy to come fire you. Like, I
Right.
wanted to be the one to do it. It was like, you wanted to be the one to do
Right.
it? What?
Right. When he said that, I was like, yeah, this not Rhodey. This not Rhodey. And the wild thing about that is the fact of the matter is, like, at that point and then my whole thing is the president was acting kind of weak. Like, you got Rhodey as like the right hand man to the president, and the president was acting like he just couldn't think for himself. And that's the thing that really got me. It's like at the end, the president now wants to be, I guess he feels betrayed and shit. So now he's like, you know, fuck it, I don't know who to believe anymore. And, you know, like, he got his guard up at this point. But it's like, dude, like, you were kind of acting weak. Like, you letting Rhodey dictate everything. It's like, be a president. And then is the scary thing about that is that Rhodey's the right hand man, but then he's in the other car talking about blow the shit up. Like, you know, like, it was just crazy. It was crazy how they did that. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, that's I mean, those parts of the scenes or whatever really spoke to what the series was about, it being a secret invasion. And for Buddy just be riding and chilling along, like, oh yeah, he's here, and you know, blow it up, and then go from there to, oh, let's make sure he's safe. It's like, God damn, this double agent shit, bro. Like, God damn, like, you know. But then even his approach to Nick Fury's wife, he was no nonsense with her. Like, yo, either you gonna kill him or I'm gonna kill both of y'all. Like, I was like, what?
Right. And that was another thing. I felt like him and his wife had this weird, like, they love each other, but like it was just weird. I'm like, what kind of marriage is this? Like, niggas,
Some Mr.
like,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith type shit.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. And I was just like, bro, what is, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot to say with the whole Stroll thing. I think going back to the whole Nick Fury thing about him fucking up is just, you get these crazy things that happen when you have people that can shapeshift into different people. And at this point, I don't know how they're going to rectify the universe at this point, because you don't know who's who. And I think even they killed at the end the woman that she was a Skrull. No, was she a Skrull? I think she was a Skrull. And then they were able to free her. And so she's actually her human self, and they shot and killed her when she was doing like the press conference outside. It was the white lady.
Yeah, I once I thought she was human. Like they thought she was a Skrull. I don't know, because I remember at some point when there was like a pretty much a riot of these people killing people they assume are Skrulls, and some were Skrulls, and I think some weren't Skrulls.
Yeah. Okay.
If memory serves me correct. Yeah.
Okay. Then. Okay. Gotcha. Because I thought she was a Skrull at first, and they ended up freeing her, and then she just got killed. But either way, I mean, the shit is wild. Like, you know, it's like it seems like Earth is in chaos at this point.
Right, because I mean, especially when they're finding out, oh, all these motherfuckers are here and we didn't know nothing about them, and they get kind of in a panic. They're like, who's who? How we gonna know which one is which and things of that nature? Because like even I guess Nick Fury's friend of me, I'm gonna call her his friend of me.
Yeah,
Old girl he visited like early in the season, or whatever, to kind of get her insight and let her know what's going on.
yeah,
She was there to, I don't know how I'm gonna say this. Like she was a part of helping him out, but she wanted to get her own information herself. Like
yeah,
she didn't mind like Nick Fury telling her things, but she was like, "Nah, I need to find out for myself and know what's
yeah,
going on." It was like even the scene where she went to what was it, the butcher shop, and
yeah.
they was torturing that scroll or whatever have you, and she went in there, did her thing, and he ain't wait spill the beans, like
Right.
she messing him up. So,
Yeah,
even her approach was kind of weird, not weird, but wild. And then
yeah,
just for her to kind of uncover, like, oh, yeah, all of them around us. So we need to start weed them out and figure out who's who and things of that nature. So, yeah, she,
yeah.
she ended up being a big asset.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm glad you brought her up because I thought she was like super dope. Just I like her character because she comes off like you wouldn't think much of her. Like you wouldn't think of her as being someone intimidating or a threat, but she's really like she don't play no type of games. And if she wants something, she's gonna get it. She's not afraid to like step into crazy situations. And I thought she was a great character to have in the series. And I agree with you. She ended up being like a huge asset. I loved her how her and Nick Fury ended up coming together towards the end to get Rhodey. That was dope. And I'm excited to see how uh Gaia and her end up working together and how that looks like because I think that would be pretty cool. And I'm back to these damn strolls with these powers. I feel like it's very dangerous at this point. And once again, Nick Fury has fucked up because now you got strolls that carrying all these DNAs of all these Avengers.
Yeah.
And it's no telling who else took the whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. What is it called?
It was pretty much a cocktail. I forgot what they
Yeah.
called it, but it was a
Yeah.
cocktail.
Yeah, we'll just call
Yeah.
it the cocktail because it's like, bruh, what is you? Thor alone is a force to be reckoned with. Hulk himself is a force to be reckoned with. Thanos and Captain Marvel's damn sure a force to be reckoned with. And then you sprinkle in Spider-Man and all these other damn Avengers. I mean,
Right.
like, it's like the perfect unstoppable being at this point.
Yeah, because I mean, it looks like whenever they take the cocktail, it ain't like all the powers come out at one time. They choose what they
Yeah,
need to use for the moment or whatever have
yeah.
you. Because I think even Mantis's powers was in the mix. So I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, golly.
Yeah.
So
So Drax.
saw Drax, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at the end of the day or whatever, when it came to the powers or whatnot, so Skrulls are already stronger than humans essentially. Which
Yeah.
seen Talos do some stuff that Nick Fury was like, "Hey man, you got this," because they got a little bit more strength than humans or whatever. So you put that on top of superpowers, it's like, God damn, a little dangerous. So
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. And then, like you said, they can pick and choose what they need. Like, let's say they need a Hulk smash. These niggas can do that. If they need to damn summon lightning and thunder, they can do it. It's like, so I don't know, man. I feel like if we need to hold anyone accountable, it needs to be Nick Fury. Nick Fury has fucked up. I know like there's a solution to his madness, but this is a bit much for me. I don't know how he's
Right.
going to rectify this because I mean, like we said, the world is like in shambles. Everyone is like paranoid of each other. The president looked like he's damn lost his marbles at this point.
Yeah, he
I don't
done.
know.
Cause like you said, he's in a state of trusting nobody, and to be honest, in the midst of that battle where the Skrulls attacked him and his people, whatever, I can understand why he's a little shaky
Yeah,
because everywhere he turned, either this person was trying to save him, or this person was trying to kill him. It was a
yeah,
whole, and it fucked me up because it was a whole soldier that was holding up Talos or whatever, and I'm thinking like, okay, Talos about to be good, he about to go get cleaned up. Oh, that's Gravik. oh, nigga, what?
That, right. Yeah, it's like you all around him, but it's great all around the president. It was just people that was just part of the Skrulls. It was all a part of this bigger plan that they had. And then, like you said, in the midst of all that, you got Rhodey on the inside talking to Gravik, coordinating. It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think honestly, this type of threat, if they do it right, I feel like this type of threat, honestly, is probably more dangerous than it could be more dangerous than Thanos at this point. Because I feel like you just don't know. They can infiltrate anything at this point, and you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, because I mean, as far as we know, only Gravik and what's her name? Only Gravik and Gaia have the powers or whatever. And to be honest, I don't think Gravik dead. That's too much power for that man to just be out it like that.
I agree. I
You
agree.
know, I mean, granted, he had a big old hole through him, but I don't know. It just,
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring him back. And I'm also glad you brought that up too, because I felt like that whole final fight, I didn't like it. I thought it was rushed. I felt like Gaia just defeated him way too easily. And, I don't know what type of training she has had, but, I was just like, bro, come on now. Like, really? Like, he dies that easily.
yeah.
Up until this time, no one else has been able to do nothing with him, but then Gaia just kills him that easily. So I hope they didn't do all of that but then again, if they, just needed Gravik to like kind of push start the secret invasion shit, I mean, is there really any use for him at this point? So I wouldn't be surprised if he is really dead. I don't know.
Yeah, true enough. I mean, but just seeing like how angry he can get because he seems like he's even tempered. Like throughout the season, he seems like he even tempered. He has a chip on his shoulder, but he seems like he's even tempered or whatever. And then basically when the people started to kind of question what he was doing, that goes back to what you're saying. The people that were following him, they were scared to question him. And then when they finally confronted him and they was like, yeah, nah, you not leading us right, blah, 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 he ended up demolishing the whole facility. Like, he
It
took
was nothing.
everybody out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, well, now, granted, she got powers as well too now, but like I would think he would have more of an up over her, because I'm like, bruh, when those, like you said, when the other Skrulls started like questioning him and trying to, and even the fight, it was like nothing. It was like they couldn't do nothing with him. But it was like with Guy, and then all of a sudden, he has a hard time fighting, and then she like kills him. I'm like, come on, like nah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, because I mean, to me, I would think essentially they got the same cocktail. I wouldn't think it's a 100 split between different heroes or whatever. I would
Right.
assume they got the same mix of things going on or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's hard to say, but I will say the whole scene with Nick Fury going to confront Gravik and everything like that. I'm in back of my head, I'm thinking it's really Nick.
Yeah.
Whole
Me
time I'm
too.
thinking it's really Nick. I'm just like, okay, yeah, you coughing in radioactive. Okay, makes sense because it's radioactive. But then again, why would you come in there without no protection? It was just little things I was picking on. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, whatever. I'm like, let's just run with it,
Yeah.
because then,
Yeah. That's
when he
the thing.
got in there, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna agree with you. The same thing I'm thinking. I'm like, well, now why would you come up in here like this? Like.
Like you want to die, apparently. Like that's that's the whole way I felt. Like apparently you just want to die because why would you come to a radioactive facility compound like that or whatever?
Yeah.
So he finally makes it in or whatever. Swag just like Samuel Jackson, like everything. Like so, I'm just like it's got to be him.
All right. Yeah.
So he finally gets in the room with Gravik, and then Gravik's just like, all right, yeah, this for real. I got some shit to get off my chest, and I don't know. For me, I feel like if you're a Skrull, you would know another Skrull, like that's in the sky. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can't tell it.
I would
Maybe you
feel
can't
like that
tell it.
too. I feel like that too, because I was like, I feel like that too, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like if anything, they should be able to tell, like you said, who's a Skrull or not, like something. Because I felt like, how are you that easily fooled by your own? You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make sense to me either. Mm-mm,
I don't
mm-mm.
know. Cause like even the dialogue between them two or whatever, it felt like that was Nick. Cause like
Yeah,
there was some answers he wanted, and that Nick Fury was giving it to him. And
yeah,
then basically Nick Fury got to a broken down state. Was like, I did what I had to do because of this, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, so this might be really Nick. So then,
yeah.
right? Cause then
Because
when go ahead.
no, that I agree with you. The way they set it up, it kind of made me feel like, well, damn, he must be ready to die at this point. Like that's the way they were kind of setting it up. So I was with you. I was like, well, damn, I guess this is Nick. Like,
Right. Because then when he handed over the cocktails to Gravik and everything like that, Gravik's like, all right, bet. Just want to, check it for the authenticity, whatever, make sure it's the real thing. And, that's when
right,
you start seeing all the names flash in of whose, DNA was in there and stuff like that. And I was just like, so you really just gave that over to him? Like, for what? Like, I just never seen in a movie where you just readily give up, like, all right, man, you going to win. So let me just give you something that's going to make you, you
right,
know, pretty much essentially demolish the universe because there's not going to be anyone that can oppose you essentially. You know what I
right.
mean? Especially with you having all those powers. You know, so after he gives it to him, they still having a talk or whatever, and then he goes in there, I guess, to finally kill him off, which to me was if he's already dying, what's the point?
Yeah, it didn't
But
make sense. Yeah,
right,
that whole scene, honestly, which like I was kind of like, well, what is this like? And then I feel like, now what if Gaia couldn't beat him up, and what if Gaia couldn't kill him, and you just gave him what he wanted, you know?
that was a
Unless he
risky
must,
move.
yeah, it was a risky move, and I was like, well, damn, he must really have a lot of trust in Gaia to get the job in, because I wouldn't have trusted. I would be like, nah, we're not doing that. Like, nah. Mm-mm.
Right. Because when Gravik was about to hit him, man, he blocked it. I was like, oh shit, did Sam take the
Right.
cocktail? Because whole time before he delivered the cocktail to Gravik or whatever, he was just like, somebody's like, you're not gonna call them your Avenger friends. He's like, nah, I think it's time we dealt for things on our own. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
like maybe he took it.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah.
right. So
And
then when
then
he blocked him, go ahead.
no, well, no, you go ahead because you were describing it good. I was gonna jump too far ahead. Go.
Oh no, I was like, yeah. So then when he blocked him when he was about to punch him and everything like that, or I was like, oh shit, he may have just took it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, bet I'm here for this. Y'all get down
Right.
and fight. Just to see that, oh, it wasn't him the whole time, it was Guy. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like would it have been a bit much to have Nick Fury, take it? Yes, but I would have been here for it. Like I would
Yeah,
have been here.
I would have rolled with it.
Yeah, I would have rolled with it. I'm like, okay. But for when it was Guy, I was like, oh, okay, cool, but okay. Like,
It didn't get the same effect. It was like,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, because normally Nick is kind of like in the background. Now he will get his hands dirty occasionally, but he's normally like in the background. So that had been actually him, I definitely would have been here for it. Like, okay, get to see Nick
Right.
Fury in action. Yeah,
Right, because I mean, I felt that was a scene to where he was like, okay, ain't nobody gonna be able to take you out with me type deal. That's what I thought was about to happen, but yeah, it
yeah,
didn't happen that way. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And I also felt like going back to just showing uh some flashback scenes of him and Gravik. I felt like that would have been a perfect time to kind of do like a little flashback and then kind of see, I'm like, okay, y'all talking about it, we getting some insight, but I would have liked to see a visual of just, why is Gravik so upset? And it definitely seems like such an emotional thing he has. Like it's like, he feels let down. I looked up to you, and then, but I would have liked to see it. So I feel like they
right.
dropped the ball on that.
Right, for sure. Because I mean, at the end of the day, or whatever, when it came to explaining things, it seemed like they took a lot of time to give like flashbacks of him and his wife, which is like, all right, it's cool or whatever. But I feel like they could have poured more of that into Gravik's story because, like you
Yeah,
said, we need to know why he's so upset. Like the most we got from him was like, "You had me kill people, whatever," and it was like,
right.
well, I mean, they were dangerous people, so you had to kill these dangerous people. You like, well,
Yeah,
this skin I'm wearing now, this is someone that had a family and blah blah blah. He may have, been doing some, reckless shit, but he had a family. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, that's cool, but that can't be all the reason why you upset. Like, it's got to
You
be
know,
more to it than that.
yeah, I'm like, okay, you know, I mean, we need some more emotional weight here. I mean, like something else here that I can connect with because that right there was just kind of like, okay, at least show us the scene where you killed the guy that
Something.
and then like some way, like, it connects with your you being upset with Nick Fury, something like that
Right.
would have been also a good, flashback scene to see as well too. So
Right. Because I mean, that like you said, for him to say that, then really hold any bearing. Like, show us the scene where you had to kill this guy. Like, what were you like, or what were you doing before then when you had to do it? Like, give us an insight to the spy life. Because, like I
yeah,
said, the show started off strong with the spy espionage feel. So give us flashbacks of what really went on in that time. Like all these, essentially agents up under Nick Fury that were Skrulls. Well, like I would like to see that.
yeah, like I feel like they focus too. Oh, I won't say they focus too hard, but instead of giving us, like you said, flashbacks to him and his wife, cool. But I'm sorry, I don't care. Like I don't really care too much. Like, cool, you show us like flashback or whatever, but then show us flashbacks of other things that we needed more of an insight on. You know, we needed more of an insight on Gravik, and because that was the whole show was centered around that. You know what I'm saying? We never got to see no flashbacks of it. So yeah,
Right. Because, I mean, even if they make a season two, whatever, I don't know how much of it, like, what more can they expound on with that season two? I feel like
true.
season one should have been their time to explain a lot of the things, explain a lot of the backstory, then move on. After that, I feel like, or whatever,
Yeah,
because the next thing that will be coming up that would be directly linked to that would probably be the Marvels. Because
yeah,
essentially in the Marvels, he's in that space station that he's been working in for
yeah,
however long now. So I don't know, maybe something will come up out of that because it's like even in the first Marvel movie, they tried to give Nick Fury some backstory, but the scroll part of it didn't really come in until towards the end. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So I
yeah.
do feel like we're missing some pieces.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But like I always say, I feel like I, I don't know exactly. Well, I do kind of know exactly why shows are doing this, but I feel like if you're gonna do a show and fit it into 6 episodes, I don't want it to feel rushed. That's why shit should just go back to how it was before, please, because it just seems rushed, and then you don't really get the backstory that you need. And like I said, I hope or like you said, I hope they expand on the story further. Um, Perhaps in the Marvels, I'm not really excited to see that, but I'm gonna see it, and I hope they expand on the story more because I feel like it's needed at this point. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
So yeah, like I said, I don't know what the scope would be if they decide to do another one. So it's just really kind of hard to say. Like I said, hopefully some of these other things fill in the gaps because I
yeah,
know lately a lot of people have been feeling like that the Marvel series is like the different series have been kind of messing with the universe. And I'm just like, I mean, I kind of get what some people are feeling or whatever, but then at the end of the day, it's like you gotta spread it out some kind of way because there's some characters you probably wouldn't know otherwise unless they made a series for some of them.
yeah,
So yeah, yeah,
yeah. I just I just want them to do better. I think overall, like as far as the shows, because it is starting to feel, in my opinion, though, as far as quality goes, it's just starting to feel like they start off good and then they fall off, or they just never start off good. And I'm still gonna say, to me, Falcon Winter Soldier was the best one to me, even though it had its flaws. Still, it wasn't perfect, but I just enjoyed it overall more than the other shows that have come out. But I mean, Marvel got to stop trying to stick all this content and material into 6 damn episodes. It's not working. It's not
Yeah.
working. Mm-mm.
And then sometimes I wonder if it's a budget thing as well, because but then again, like I said in the beginning, like I feel like some of the shows that don't deserve more episodes are getting more episodes versus the
Mm-hmm.
ones that you feel like could have more story to them. So I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. I don't like I said, I don't know if it's a budget thing, or I don't know if they're just intentionally holding a couple of things back for that reason. Because like I said, with the whole Rhodey Scroll thing, I didn't see that one coming. Like I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. So y'all been known this for this long? Like for this long, he's been a scroll, and now y'all working it into the series. So I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm trying to even think with WandaVision, I'm not sure how many episodes that had, but I feel like Loki had like 8 episodes, I feel like. And I'm like, so you give Loki 8, which, I like the character Loki. I didn't really care for the show, all that, but it's like everybody else gets like 6 episodes. So I don't know.
Right. I said it's just don't know how they working it or don't know the reason behind it, but I mean that's where we at with it because like I said, when Secret Invasion did drop, I didn't think it was just gonna be 6 episodes. I thought it was gonna be way more than that, you know. But
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, overall, like I said in the beginning of the episode, I, thought it started out cool. I thought it was solid. I loved the seriousness. I was like, yes, we're getting back to the serious roots of Marvel. But it just fell victim to Marvel's 6 episode thing they do. Like it just felt rushed. It felt rushed. And that's bound to happen when you try to squeeze a lot of stuff into 6 episodes. So yeah,
hey,
overall I would give it like 6.5.
that's fair. About the same for
Maybe,
me.
yeah. I can't even I was gonna say maybe 7, but nah, I'm 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just all for the fact of the last episode. If they didn't rush everything like they did, it probably would have, been a solid 7 or whatever. But because of that, it just was like,
Yeah.
there was still more I was hanging on for. Cause like even when everybody was like, "Oh yeah, this is the last one," I'm like, "Oh damn, that's really it." I was like, all right."
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Uh, I will say, what did you think of the last scene when he got on the spaceship, back on the spaceship with his wife, and they went back up?
hmm, didn't really think much about it. I was just like, "All right, your wife coming now. You're gonna be working and clapping alien cheeks." I,
Right? Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
think too much more of that because like I'm glad I'm kind of glad you brought that up though because with Nick Fury or whatever he's never home essentially.
Yeah.
But like she's been living her life without him, and and not even necessarily wait for him to come home. It's just like if he come home, he come home. If he don't, he don't. So now that she's going with him, and now that she's going to pretty much act as his liaisons when it with whatever he got going on up there, it's just like I don't know what to expect. I I would assume with her going up there, they're going to expound on more of what's going on in that space station and why he has to be up there as long as he has been, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's the best I got for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I didn't really think much about it. I was just like, okay, cool. I guess they hit a milestone in their relationship. I guess she's like, oh, well, he loves me for who I am, which, yay, great. But like, it was like, whatever. It's like, okay, I mean, I guess, one day they'll really explain in detail why he keeps going up in this spaceship. And I'm not sure if they did kind of touch on it. I think he may have talked to her about like, what they were, I don't know, trying to do something. I think they did kind of touch on it. I just can't remember because, you know, I haven't seen the last episode in a while, but, you know, yeah, it was
I
cool.
get it.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. And I forgot what the name of it was, but you know, for some reason I want to touch back on Rhodey, and I say that because when he had that shower scene and wiped it, saw himself, then saw the scroll part of himself.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? But was it a girl scroll? It looked like it was a female scroll.
Yeah, I when I saw, I believe it was, because when I saw it, looked like it was a female to me. So, and that's another
Yeah,
thing that's crazy.
yeah. That just kind of opens up another can of worms in my head though, because it's like essentially most of the scrolls that you see, they play towards their sex. And
Yeah,
they not necessarily like, okay, this woman about to be this man or vice versa unless they have to.
yeah,
Or whatever. So I thought that was kind of interesting,
yeah,
as far as seeing that. So I would definitely want to know more about that scrolls part and everything, or what I mean. Essentially, they're dead now, but
yeah,
I would assume they played pretty much lieutenant to Gravik in a sense.
yeah.
So I don't
That's what I'm
know.
thinking. Maybe he trusted her enough more than the others to be like, "Hey, I trust you to take over Rhodey." Um, Maybe she had some qualifications that she met that, you know, made her the right person for the job, and she just happened to be a female scroll, you know. But I did think it was interesting because, like you said, for the most part, we always see them kind of go with their sex. You know, they may, you know, I still don't understand why they may choose black or white, you know, but 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 at the end of the day, they still go with their sex, you know. So I thought that was interesting to see a female, but maybe like you said, maybe she was the right hand man to Gravik, or maybe Gravik chose her to be Rhodey and thought she would, be perfect. I don't know.
Yeah. Nah, I just always go back there 'cause I thought that was a little odd. I was just like, huh.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just I was
it
like,
took me
all right.
off guard too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was like,
because like
that's the girl.
yeah, because the whole time I had the towel on the chest and everything, and I was like, okay, cool. I
Right.
mean, I roll with it.
Right, yeah, man. These strolls are just wilding out here. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, well, wait a minute. Okay, that's different, but I don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
but
But
yeah, I'm excited for just what's next. Yeah, well, let me take that back. I'll say I'm uh it is what it is at this point. Like, I don't know. Marvel is kind of like, I feel like I don't really have high expectations about a lot of stuff anymore, just because, you know, after the Infinity Saga, it just kind of seems like everything's kind of just been all over the place. I don't know if they need to bring the Russo brothers back in to kind of ring shit together again, but I don't know. It's like,
mm,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, but we did find that what's his name is still going to be in the universe. Jonathan Majors, so he's still going to be in the universe. So
Yeah,
interested to see where that's gonna go because of course, they already showed him in a new Loki season, but I think that season was already filmed. So a lot of people was just
yeah,
like, "Oh, okay, he's back." I'm like, "Nah, it was already filmed." I think they was just kind of waiting until stuff blow over before they was like, "All right, boom, here you go."
yeah, yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
he'll be back. So I don't know. It's like you said, it's kind of hard to say. We're hoping they go in a positive direction, not a negative direction. But as Marvel fans, we're gonna stick beside them.
Yeah, yeah, right. I'm gonna stick beside them. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go up to the movies, and
Hmm.
I'm still watch the shows. I'm gonna give them views and shit. But I don't know, man. Like, the multiverse saga ain't it right now. I don't know what the hell is going on. I feel like, are we still even doing this shit anymore? Like, we don't jump to, which I do. Secret of Agent was always gonna be a thing, but I don't know. It don't seem cohesive anymore. It always seemed like the Infinity Saga just had a sense of cohesiveness to it. Like, no matter what was going on, the main thing was always Infinity Stones, Thanos, they were setting that shit up.
Right.
This multiverse thing, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm like, where is this going? You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe Loki, because of the whole time thing with him as well, the TVA, maybe that'll help ring it back in. I don't know.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I'm staying tuned for. Hopefully that reel some things in or whatnot. Because like I said, with it being a whole multiversal thing going on or whatever, not just one multiverse is affected. Because even in the Loki trailer, you saw Loki glitching out, similar to what Miles Morales was glitching out when he was in another universe or whatever. So I was just like, all right, I see what y'all doing. Just make it make sense. You know what I mean? So
right, we rooting for y'all. Like, come on now. Like, I'm hoping, because I didn't really care for season 1. It was cool. I'll say it was cool, but I'm really hoping that or no, I wasn't a big fan of season 1. I don't know if I said season 2, but season 1. I hope with season 2 it's a lot better. And then, like you said, I hope they really dig into that multiverse thing, because y'all have no excuse. If y'all got Jonathan Majors in this shit being Kang, I need to see more of that. I need to see it, Marvel being veered back into the right direction, because I don't know what's going on.
right.
Like,
Because I mean, like I said, it just goes back to what you said. As far as the Infinity Saga and everything like that, everything was cohesive. Even when there was a change of hands as far as directors, things didn't really change. Things just still kind of move how they were supposed to or whatever have you. So it's hard coming from that and coming to this, and it's just like, all right, my thing is, I don't mind a multiverse aspect of things and show me different characters and things that nature. I'm cool with that, but I do think, well, at least I hope that this Secret Invasion will usher in Secret Wars. And Secret Wars has essentially got Fantastic Four, Wolverine, Spider-Man, like all that, fighting against something they don't know anything about each other. So I hope they do it right, because I like Secret Wars. So
I hope so. I hope so. But I'm gonna be real. It's not looking promising. I'm just gonna be real. It's not. I don't know how they're gonna pull it together. I just I don't know. I don't need to come off, because I know some of the Blerdsters be complaining, but I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna pull it off. I think they could possibly, but it's not looking good. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of things looking good, I haven't heard anything bad about Blue Beetle yet, so hopefully that's a plus for DC.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is I think we got more DC fans than we got Marvel fans.
I think we
I'm being
do.
for real.
Yeah, I think we do, honestly, because for one, I feel like anytime we say something remotely, just, I guess, if we have an opinion about something that we didn't like about DC, they just come out the woodwork on it. And I'm like, well, where were y'all when we talk shit about the Marvel stuff? Because we have talked a lot of shit about other Marvel stuff that has not been good either. But I don't know. Blue Beetle, I'm hoping. I'm not even hoping. It is what it is. I'll go see it, but it is what it is. I don't. It looked goofy to me, but it could be good.
Like I said, time will tell. Like I took my son to go see Ninja Turtles yesterday, and I almost went to go see that instead, because I'm like, oh, it looked pretty good. But of course, I like, nah, kid, we're gonna see Ninja Turtles. That's what we came here for. That's what we're gonna see.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I don't
Wait,
know.
is
We'll
Blue
see.
Beetle out?
It's already out.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta go see that. I'm like, I didn't even know. Okay. Yeah. I'm behind. There's been so much stuff going on. I'm like, yo, yeah. I'm gonna try to. If not tomorrow, at least this weekend, I'm gonna go see that.
Yeah, probably same. Yeah,
Yeah.
because Wiz already dropped a non-spoiler review on it.
Damn, he be on it. Shout out to
Yeah, he
Wiz.
do. Shout out to Wiz.
Right. Shout out to Wiz. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go see that. I guess that'll be our next review. Are we doing another review?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down for it. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
another review for the Blerdsters.
Yeah, because I mean, essentially this is our season finale, but we don't mind throwing that out one more time for y'all because I mean, outside of that, ain't no big drops coming right now. Not to my knowledge.
Nah,
Since everything got pushed back, I don't think there was no other big drops right now.
right. We may be out of a damn job if
Might be season 3 might just be about old movies we ain't seen in a while and talk
yeah,
shit about them. So
yeah, some unrelated DC Marvel stuff. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Just pay these writers their money. That's what they need to do.
that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But yeah, but I think like I said, as normal, I think we covered a good bit, good bit of it or whatnot. Um, we just hoping the Marvel universe
Yeah.
surprises us.
Yeah.
They did surprise us with the scroll aspects. I will say that.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, they even got scrolls in like Universal Studios right now. Like they got not Universal Studios at whatever campus, the Marvel
I know
campus
what you're
thing
talking
they
about.
got.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they got scrolls popping up around there. So
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, we as Marvel fans, first and foremost, we just want the best. you know. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, man, I think we covered everything. We gave you our honest opinion. We gave you what we were rated. You guys haven't went to go see it yet. Watch it. If you're a Marvel fan, it's worth looking at. It's worth. I wouldn't say you'll be pissed off that you watched the whole thing. It was cool, solid. Watch it and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, y'all stay tuned for the next one and keep supporting. Like I said, we hopefully we'll have some new content, for the later season and whatnot. And like I said, hopefully we won't be out of a job. Hopefully we got more stuff to talk about because we love
Right.
this stuff. We love talking about superheroes, we love talking about anime, we love talking about other
Yeah.
shit. Like we like talking about movies and having this dialogue. So y'all stay tuned.
Yeah. And without further ado, thank you guys for checking us out. Thank you guys for all the support. We here with another season finale, but that doesn't mean we won't be back with a few more review episodes. I am your co-host Shalon, and this is your co-host
K1.
Yeah, and we will be back with the next review episode. Stay tuned for that Blue Beetle. We'll be back.
Yeah, for sure. Peace.